Hello everyone, it's Rhonda, your Cheshire Canary. I just thought I'd stop and do another video. I thought about doing more commentary on Charlottesville, and I chose not to. And the reason I chose not to is I don't need all the drama. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with friends and family that have rather leftist views, that only see that one side was a problem in the situation. But I see that that won't happen. I've asked for actual conversation so I can understand their point of view more, and it just turns into an argument. So I'm just not going to deal with that. So what I am going to talk about, sun's right in my eyes, but that's okay. Once again waiting for the child, but that actually I just dropped her off later on tonight. It's getting too dark too quick to do videos. What I am going to talk about is that something that a lot of people I don't think they realize the comments that they make. When I was in a huge financial dire situation, a lot of the comments I got from people in general that I know, but don't know me well, is, well, your boyfriend should help you with this, or, where's your husband in all of this? I'm 50 and I'm single. I've been divorced twice. The first one I was married a little over 15 years. The second one, I wish it didn't happen. First one we dated for 6 months and got married. The second one we dated for 5 years and then got married. The first one lasted 15 years. The second one was doomed from the day I got married. Things changed instantly. And, ruined my life, ruined my daughter's life, ruined a lot of people's lives. So that leaves me in a situation that I've been single for 4.5 years. Yeah, I think about, January, I think January would be 5 years. The anniversary of Roe v. Wade, so that's January 21st. I'll have been divorced 5 years. And that was a good thing. I did it all on my own. I just had to find somebody as a character witness, which was very easy. And the marriage was over and done with. The first couple of years, it was really difficult to be alone. I'd been a couple, since 91. Because shortly after my first divorce is where I met my second husband, and we started dating for a long time. So I really hadn't been alone. Didn't have everything from a partner to talk things over with or to handle burdens with, to just somebody to sit on the couch with and watch TV. I didn't have that. And I still don't. Everybody goes, oh, well, you've got your daughter, you're fine. And it's different. Just being real here, it is different. What I've had to do is, just live without. I'd love to go out to a wonderful restaurant for a nice dinner. I love my daughter, and I love going out to nice dinners with her, but I'd like to go out to a nice dinner with somebody else and talk about anything but, school or anything like that. Just anything. Adult conversation. A level of intimacy, not necessarily physical, but emotional. The conversation and the activities is just the two of you. That's been really hard to get over. For a long time, I hardly had anybody to talk to. When I was driving, I talked to other drivers. there are other drivers. They're, in some cases, hundreds of miles away from me. And we pretty much only talked about work. But I really didn't talk to other people. I have my share sisters. That's another situation. It's not the same. I've had a few people that go, well, you shouldn't be single. You're an amazing person. You know, give guys a chance. I do. I give them plenty of chances. But I also am not everyone's cup of tea. I may be semi-attractive, but I'm also 6'1". I've actually put together a list of requirements to date me. It's kind of kooky, but it's stuff I need to remind myself. You've got to be within 3 inches of my height. The days of having shorter significant others are over. I've done it twice. I'm not doing it again. If I want to dance, I want to look at you instead of hang my arms over your shoulders, because you're pretty much nothing more than an armrest, to be quite honest. That, the days of that is done for me. They have to, unless there's a reason that they have to live with their parents, they can't live in their parents' basement. If they're caring for their parents, it's another story, and is understandable and is admirable. Maybe I might have to do that myself. I doubt it. My brother lives closer. I'm in a totally different world than he is. And I expect my parents are going to be around another 30 or 40 years. So, not a big deal, right? And a lot of little things. They have to respect me, but treat me as a woman. As an equal, but as a woman. Okay, that people may consider that, two-faced. I work as hard as a man. I have in the past. I will in the future. There's not a whole lot I can't do. I can swing an axe and use, a two-man saw just as easily as I can do embroidery and sew, both hand and machine. I can barbecue with the best of them, and I can cook in the kitchen with the best of them. So I want to be treated as an equal, but it would be nice to have someone, offer their arm so I could walk with them or take their hand. It'd be nice to have the door open for me, other than at church when they are gentlemen. And we'll open the door for a lady, which is nice. I, for decades, opened doors for my husbands. Whether it's because they were physically unable to motivate as quickly as I did and I got there first, or if they just flat said that's your job. Being alone sucks. It really does. It's something that I've had to get used to, and there are times that I get really down and really feel horrible. I have friends that have been married 10, 20, 30. Sometimes some of the ones, my classmates, got married right out of high school, and they've been married 40 years. And I have friends that are older than me that, are, 40, even 50 years, like my parents. And I see that interaction and that long-term partnership, and I thought I'd have that, and I didn't. So in my golden years, because I got the AARP packet a couple weeks ago, I'm not joining, by the way. No way. No way am I joining. I've had to learn how to keep myself busy. I sync myself into my music for my personal time and my religion, my belief in God, and exploring the new denomination of Episcopalian. That's completely new to me. But I really feel at home there. This last Sunday we had Anglican rites for communion, and I felt like I was in a Catholic service, down to the bells being rung, and I felt beautiful and complete spiritual, and that's a video for something else. But I've had to learn to be alone. I have had couples that invited me out to dinner. I really, really hate being that person that doesn't have somebody to take with them. It's really uncomfortable because there isn't any banter or conversation between me and somebody else, or, you know, joking around and telling stories on each other. That's just not something that happens. I enjoy being asked out by other people, you know, to do things with couples. It's just difficult when you're the third wheel or the fifth wheel. Well, that's a truck. Or the seventh wheel. And as I get older, it bothers me more. You know, am I going to end up living the rest of my life alone? Am I okay with that? What I've decided is that I've had to learn how to love myself. Love me for my past, good and bad. Love me for my present, the here and now that's amazing. And the future, I have to plan a little more for it. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'd heard once from a friend that, you know, if your to-do list ends, then I guess you're going to drop over. Because as long as you have a to-do list, you got to hang around to finish the to-do list. And there's always something being added to it. My Viking friends know who says that. And I've learned, once I learned to love myself with all my flaws, all my awesomeness, and all my expectations for myself in the future, I'm just going to keep surrounding myself with wonderful couples. I don't think there's ever been a time in my life that I have been around people that have been in long relationships that are absolutely, completely still head over heels over each other. No matter how much they change physically, no matter how much they change emotionally, no matter how much their financial situation may have gone up or down, it doesn't matter. They still completely and wholeheartedly hold that other person's heart close to theirs. You actually naturally look for one. Once you see the one, you're looking for the other because you know they're not far away. And if they are, it's usually work, which we all have to do. And it's really nice that you know, people can be considered a pair. I know some people that go, you know, I really like my own identity. That's fine. You can have your own identity, but when it breaks down to it, you're part of a pair. So I'm keeping myself surrounded by people that are fantastic couples that have been together for ever. Some may have only recently gotten married, but you know, on the general, most of the people I know have been married 10 plus years. Maybe it's their first marriage, maybe it's their third marriage, it doesn't matter. But they finally found that one person that completely fills out their Venn diagram, the puzzle of who they are, is their equal, is their support. And maybe one day I'll find that, but right now, I'm learning how to love me. And I've gotten pretty good at it. I get down from time to time, and it's going to happen. I have been knocked on for my size and weight for as long as I can remember. Literally, as long as I can remember. I have been knocked down, pushed down. Boys have fought me, jumped me, because they found me too strong or intimidating. What's odd is the two boys that jumped me and really got a piece of me, both of those men are gone by their own choice, which is kind of odd. And I've thought about it from time to time, and I hope they found that solace and peace that they were looking for, but then I digress. But I've been physically and emotionally abused, forever, just because of my appearance. I love the fact my daughter is happy and popular and just as beautiful, and she isn't a twig. I would be happy with her whatever she is, but the people see her for her. And now that I'm in my 50s, I'm finally making people see me for me. And I'm actually finally seeing myself for me. And that's pretty awesome too. So along the short of it, being alone is okay. I just ask that people don't continually ask, well, why doesn't your boyfriend or why doesn't your husband, whatever, help you do this, handle that, whatever. I'm a single mom. All of my family lives out of state, but I have a fantastic church family. My daughter has a fantastic band family, and between those families, we get stuff done for her, and that's the important part. So I guess it all boils down to love yourself, and the rest will come, whether it comes tomorrow or in 20 years. The rest will come, and everybody needs to love themselves for who they are. It takes little things to get it started. I've had a post-it note on my bathroom mirror for over 4 years that says, "You are worth it." And it wasn't said by me, and that's not why I wrote it down. It was said by somebody who had literally just met me at the worst time possible in my life. And they looked at me and they said, "You're worth it. You're worth so much more." And when they left, I wrote it down, put it on a post-it note, and it stayed on my mirror ever since. So little things like that, reminding yourself every single day that you are worth more. You're worth having exactly what you expect out of your life. And that'll help you get through. So I hope this little wandering rant will help people. Help you learn to love yourself, because that's the most important thing in the world. That every day you can wake up and just keep smiling.